Hello all. So day after the open day, it's Diamond Engineering, which was CTL Seal. I just want to give out a heartfelt thanks to everyone that came up and had a look around the engine that was on display. Just excuse me a second. Yeah, a heartfelt thanks to everyone that came and had a look around the engine that was on display. I was overwhelmed for the comments that I got on what I've done so far. I can't believe that I've managed to achieve what I've achieved. I got a comment from someone yesterday, which again I still can't process in my head, and that goes, "Are you absolutely building a gold winning engine, gold medal winning engine?" I didn't set out to do that. I set out to build an engine, like I said to someone yesterday, I set out to build an engine that if you looked at the full size version of it and looked at one of these, you wouldn't know the difference. Obviously one being bigger than the other, but you wouldn't know the difference. I've tried to copy it rivet for rivet, bolt for bolt, to my ability. It turns out from yesterday that my ability apparently is very good. I never think it is, and I doubt my own ability. I doubt my own skill set. But I keep trying, and this is like I was saying to people yesterday, I have something in my head and go, I wonder if I can. It happens to turn out that I can do a lot of things. So I got some very nice comments, some very good feedback, and also got an invite from Chris again for next year. So Hengist will have a bit more bolted onto it, Spirit of Sandringham will have more bolted to it, and hopefully my Class 2 will have more bolted to it. So there'll be something for everyone to see. If you didn't see the live yesterday that I put on YouTube, or I went on YouTube live yesterday at the event, I'll put a link in the comments below that'll link you to that live. It's only short, me quickly walking around, kind of giving an overview of what was going on. I wish at the time, because I got to go onto Hengist because they put the cab on, which you'll see in the live. I wish I had my phone on me at the time to take some pictures, because being up that high on that engine really gives you a sense of how grand it looks and how well it's coming on. So I wish I'd had my phone on me at the time. I don't think pictures will ever do it justice of what's going on in that workshop. You've got to see it for yourself. So if you can make it to next year, absolutely do go across. So with that in mind, obviously I want to get back into the thick of things with the engine and tender. And I was kind of decompressing last night of excuse me. Decompressing last night of what's next. Where do I go back to? So what came in the post yesterday was some lengths of material that I needed. One was some 1/2 inch square rooted angle. Now I forgot completely about ordering this angle and what it's for. I need to sort out the bottom half of the rear drag box, which is for the brake tumbler that sits in there. So the steam brake sits in front and the tumbler sits underneath, and I need to put this 1/2 inch angle against it, so we've got this kind of effect going on. I don't know if you can see that well enough. I need to rivet that onto there, but I need to change it slightly because the angle itself isn't true 1/2 inch, it's metric equivalent, because that's all I could find at the time. So the bottom row of rivets in that row of rivets are going to be very close to the edge of that. So I might have to do a bit of jiggery pokery to make it all sit right. I should be okay looking at it, but it is going to be that bottom row of rivet's going to be very close. to the bottom edge. Even though I drew it for 1/2 inch angle, I didn't take into account that I couldn't get 1/2 inch angle. I probably can somewhere. Someone's probably got a bit of new old stock laying about somewhere, but I'll make this work. The other thing I'm going to go back on to doing is the springs for the tender. So there's 2 projects going to be on the go there as well. And if you were at the show yesterday, you'd have seen I had a packet of laser cut parts on the actual table next to the tender, behind the tender. They are for a lot of the footplate supports for the engine. They're a case of just cutting the fret apart into bits, silver soldering everything together. So expect, a few more silver soldering videos for those bits. And the other part to this video, which I'm going to do, and I shared a short video on YouTube of my little lamps and how I make them working. So I'm going to do a video on what I did to the internals of those, because it's a lost wax casting. Now, I can't remember where I got the casting from for the lamp itself, and it comes with a bullseye lens, so it looks very authentic, very real. But what I did, because in that video you can see it just flickering away with a little bit of light inside, and I posted that video with the lamp working, and the first thing was, where can I buy those from? And I've just put a thing on saying I can't remember where I got them from. I think it might have been Polly, it might have been Reeves, I might have picked them up at a show on a stand. I can't honestly remember. And it was like, brilliant, but I didn't know they listed them as working. They don't. The magic inside there I did myself, but I'm going to show you that on this video. That's the first bit we're going to tackle on this video. So I'm going to get set up in the other side of the workshop with a little makeshift bench, and I'll pull it apart, just explain what I've done, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned. Thank you very much. Okay, so I hope you can hear me and see this all okay. So the bottom of the lamp there, you can see there's a square of rubber, and I've cut the corner off so I can get a screwdriver into it. So I'm going to peel this out. This be a bit of a faff if you was on a running day, but what I found with these yesterday is I put the batteries in these. I put the batteries in these at 9 AM, and I didn't turn them off again until 4 o'clock. So that's a good amount of running time. You can see there, very rudimentary setup that I've done. It's a battery holder for LR44 batteries. LR44 batteries, yeah. Very basic. And then I've soldered a flickering LED to it. Bring that a bit closer so you can see it. One leg's down the bottom, one leg soldered at the top. That's it. And then I've kind of squashed the LED against the face so it will fit in there, yeah. That's it in a nutshell. Now, obviously, a square battery holder into a square lamp works a treat, but I know you can get 7 1/4 gauge lamps that are round Eastern region lamps. Now, a round Eastern region lamp, you've got to make sure as well, that there, make sure the batteries are the right way up to your LED. There we are, one flickering LED. So they do these lamps, but in an Eastern region, which is round. You can see that? Obviously, I've got my finger in the way at the minute. If I took my finger away, it would fall out the bottom. Now, in the dark, these do kick out quite a bit of light. Not enough for you to see on the track, but lamps back in the day weren't there to see. They were there for signalmen and station staff to see what the engine that was coming towards and what head code it was. So, but I'm a bit of a purist. I don't want to see where I'm going. I'm on rails. I don't need to steer it out of harm's way. Not that you can anyway with it being on rails. So the lamp comes as a basic lost wax casting. The bullseye's already cut and shape ready and needs gluing in, and then put that bit of magic in the bottom. You've got a real nice scale working lamp. If I turn this lamp off over here, you can see how much light that's kicking out because the bullseye's doing its job. Yeah. And when the rubber bung goes on, it actually sends the LED a bit further up, more up there. So you get the idea. If I turn this back light off in here, it's daylight outside, but you get the idea. Very smart little working lamp. The lamps do also come with a bit of red filament to them. Let me put some power lights back on. They do come with a bit of a red filament to it, so you can have a red lamp or a normal white lamp, but it's not bright white, it's ambery white, isn't it? And you can, so if you want one on the tail end of your loco that's red, you can put that, stick that red behind the bullseye and it'll turn that red. I've done that to my other lamp, but it doesn't look as good because the glue got on the lens a bit and it's made it a bit naff. So there we go. That's the magic that I've put in the bottom of there. And those batteries are still good for next time I need to do it. And as I say, what's that? 9 o'clock through till 4 hours, 7 hours running time, and they're still going strong, them batteries. So there we are, scale railway lamps. If you want to do it, that's how you do it. The LR44 holders, I think I got them from those holders that are in the bottom of there. I did have some spares. I have. There we are. These are for my other lamps that I'm going to get. They come as a pack of 4 because I want loads of lamps and to give different configurations at the front. These have come from China, obviously. I think I got them off eBay as a pack of 4. They took a while to come because coming all the way from China, but worth waiting for if you can get a nice working lamp. Not so much needed in the summertime, but if you're doing a night run or whatever, there we are. Job's a good one. So again, let me just turn you around a sec. Yeah, get you off the ceiling. So yeah, thanks ever so much for everyone that tunes in, has subscribed recently through seeing the engine yesterday. It does mean a lot to me. I'm going to try and keep the updates coming as I have been doing, but I am going into my busy time as a taxi driver. I joked about it yesterday that the engine bill's not come on bad for a taxi driver. So, but yeah, thank you ever so much for tuning in and subscribing and interacting with me. It does give me a lot of motivation to keep going on, and I'll hope to see you all again soon. Ta-ra for now.